Hi, welcome to Days to Fitness. My name is Ann and I'm going to be showing you 5 stretching exercises for sciatica pain relief. Let's go ahead and begin. The first exercise we're going to do is the reclining spinal twist. You want to find a comfortable place to lay on your back with your legs completely extended. Relax here, making sure that your shoulders are down and your back is flat. From here, we're going to bend one knee and then gently lift our hips, shifting it to our side. We're going to take this knee and exhale as we bring it towards the ground, crossing our body. The other hand is going to come out to the opposite side and we're looking in the opposite direction. It's okay if your knee doesn't come all the way to the ground. Just focus on bringing that back shoulder to the ground and looking in the opposite way. Feel that nice twist. Breathe in deeply here, holding it, relaxing into it. And then when you're ready, release gently back to center. You're gonna shift your hips up and now to the other side, extending the opposite leg and now rotating the opposite knee, bringing that opposite hand and shoulder and your gaze now in the other direction. You want to hold this for a few deep breaths, relaxing. And then when you're ready, shift your weight back to center again. Feel free to do this pose on both sides, back and forth for as many times as you like. The next movement we have is the child's pose. So we're going to begin by sitting up either on our hands or knees, and then gently bringing our knees shoulder width apart. Bring the tops of your feet down to the mat and gently begin to push your hips back towards your heels. It's okay if you can't reach all the way back. Just extend your arms and gently rest your forehead down to the floor. It's important that you rest your forehead here, stretching those arms nice and wide. Now, if you can, feel free to sit your hips all the way back to your heels, finding relaxation in this pose. Breathe here for a few deep breaths with me. When you're ready, come back up to starting position, and I'm going to show you our next pose, which is going to be called the pretzel stretch. From here, we're going to sit down on our glutes, and we can start with our legs extended just to neutralize. You're going to bring one knee underneath. This opposite knee is going to stretch over that front knee, kind of like a pretzel. And then from here, you're going to gently take the opposite hand and bring it over that knee, gently exhaling your way into a twist. Keep both glutes on the floor if you can. And if this is too difficult for you, we have a variation of this in which you just extend one leg, bring it over the knee the same way, and now stretch in the opposite direction. Feel free to do whatever works best for you. I personally like bending the bottom knee because I get a nice stretch in my hip flexors and glutes as well. Gently exhale as you twist, staying nice and upright, pressing that back nice and tall, breathing in deeply into this pose. This pose is most effective with deep breaths. So breathe deeply for a few deep breaths in one direction, and then gently come back to center, switching sides. So now we're going to switch. Opposite foot, opposite elbow, now twisting the other way. Nothing should ever be sharp or pinching, so do this gently, move slowly, and breathe deeply. After the pretzel stretch, I'll show you some cat-cows. We're basically going to get on our hands and knees to get started, making sure that our wrists are directly beneath our shoulders and our knees are directly beneath our hips. You can tuck your toes for some extra support, or if it feels more comfortable, feel free to put the tops of your feet down on the mat. From here, we're going to gently inhale as we drop our belly down, lifting our tailbone up and our gaze to the sky. Make sure those shoulders are rolled back and down. And then as you exhale, we're going to move in the opposite direction, tucking our tailbone, dropping our head, and rounding out our back, pressing away from the floor. So inhale into cow, relaxing that belly, lifting the tailbone, exhale into cat, hollowing out the belly, dropping the head between the arms. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Give yourself a nice stretch. One more time. Into cow. Exhale to cat. Great job. The next movement we're gonna do is the pigeon pose. This is a great pose, but we're gonna be gentle moving into this. So begin on your hands and knees. From here, extend one leg back, lift that knee up to your chest, and then tilt it out, placing it on the floor. We're gonna begin with half pigeon, just from right here, nice and upright position. Make sure that your hips are straight, they're not open. It's okay if you can't reach all the way to the ground. Use your hands to just support your weight. From here, open the hips and your chest nice and tall. Breathe into it, and if you need to, feel free to bend forward a little bit into that half pigeon pose, maybe on your elbows or maybe just bringing your hands forward slightly in front of you. If you feel like there's a little pressure on your knee, feel free to fold a towel under your knee or even fold a yoga blanket underneath your hips for a little extra support. Hold this pose for a few deep breaths, and then you can gently either tilt out of it, tucking that toe, pressing up, coming back. And then you also want to make sure you switch sides. So really important to keep those hips nice and straight towards the ground. Really support yourself so that your back is straight, lifting that back, lifting that head, and breathing nice and deeply. And again, if it feels more comfortable, feel free to come down into half pigeon as well. Hold that for a few deep breaths on each side, and then you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed these 5 stretching exercises to relieve sciatica pain. My name is Anne, and thank you so much for joining me.